Heyo everybody, Haku here with my live reaction or read-through for Reiwa no Dara-san chapters 16, 17, and the volume 2 bonus at least. If it's super short, I might do more, but I'm not planning to. I'm planning to continue splitting the volumes into 3, moving into volume 3 next video, and I will be trying my best to do the read-throughs around every Wednesday, hopefully every week, but around and hopefully. That's the plan, at least, and I will try to watch the anime as weekly as I possibly can without getting caught up or anything. I think I should be fine, though. I mean, I'm already a dozen or so chapters ahead, and again, if I'm covering like a third of a volume a week, should be okay, hopefully. So that's currently at least the plan. I am so obsessed with this series. I mentioned it last time, just how obsessed I have been with it. So we now know more information about the anime. Of course, I made my video last time, and then we got more information when the episode came out and around the new episode coming out. And it's like, okay, well, now I've made this, and maybe a day or two later, we have more information on things that I was trying to think about. But when it comes to the anime, so I mentioned the Blu-ray version having the "is this okay? Is this really okay?" in the Reiwa era version, and wondering what was that going to be, if things were going to be censored for the anime. And might I say that after one episode of the anime, I think they've done something I've never ever seen before. Now, I have seen nipples taken away, we have had them stolen from us, but I've never seen an anime adaptation of a manga that doesn't have nipples, at least so far, add nipples. We have the nipples included version. And watching episode 1, they've reordered things a little bit so that they can put a lot of the Kaoru stuff and the getting clothes for Dara-san stuff in episode 2, it seems like. That's why they reordered things the way they did. Episode 1 was really getting into the characters and stuff, and then we're going to move into that stuff, those chapters for episode 2. And yeah, not only were things not censored, both the gore and Dara-san's boobs, but also they added nipples as well. And they had posted on social media again a little bit after I did last week's video, so of course it's like, okay, well, my guessing on what the "is it okay in the Reiwa era" version going to be is now answered, like literally right after I did the video, so I'm already out of date here. They showed some side-by-side comparisons. Now, they censored the side-by-side comparisons for the promotional material, but it was, the regular version is just Dara-san as is, and the Blu-ray version is going to be sort of the same, but with her hair pulled back, and that's like the one scene that I remember seeing, so I assume it's going to be other things like that. So instead of her hair draped over her boobs, we're just going to get full boobs with any of those shots. And really, Dara-san's only topless mostly for the very beginning right there, so I wonder what it'll mean for the rest of the adaptation, because we haven't really gotten too much more of anything like that, that would even really show nipples particularly. But the one thing that we will see, hopefully in episode 2, if it's censored or not, is Kaoru fan service. And while it is not like literally core, man, you can't have the series without it or anything, I think it is pretty important, especially to volume 1. There was a lot of Kaoru fan service. It was focused on a bit, and the mangaka played some clear favorites there and everything. So we will see if that is censored or not for episode 2, I suppose, because if we're getting into the stuff surrounding getting Dara-san clothes, we should be adapting chapter 4 in there, and I think that's the one where the swimsuit pages were. So we will see that for episode 2, but it makes it so funny because, like I said, I watched all of like the cast events and stuff that they posted on YouTube. I was watching all of those before the anime, and they're talking about how cute it is and they like the characters and stuff, and now seeing that they had the stuff completely uncensored for the TV version, it's like they're saying all that knowing that they're about to hit us with the Dara's big supernaturals. I thought that's really funny in hindsight. But either way, I guess that's about it with talking about the anime. I guess the one other thing I'll say is the manga's art is gorgeous. I think the anime looks good too, though. I think the animation was good, and I like the manga's pacing. I think the way things are paced out, when you start a chapter with the flashback stuff and that leads you into getting hit with the comedy, getting it divided by those frontispiece pages. Sorry, just messing with my hair. I think all of that's really, really, really good. And in adapting it to an anime, there's no real way to capture the pacing perfectly. So the anime's doing its own thing, again, with like adding nipples, with having the extra uncensored version in the Blu-ray, with doing its own thing with the pacing. You get things like seeing things in motion, getting voice acting added to it. It makes it so that reading the manga is worth it. It's worth your time, and watching the anime is also worth it. It's worth your time. Both, I think, are worth it. And again, I mentioned how much I love the writing and love the art and love this series so far and how much I've been impressed by it. And then extending that out, I've seen so many both scans and official translations be bad, but the translation for this has been so good. Even the official translation, which again is usually weirdly enough sketchier than scans a lot of the time, the official translation's so good. It's so good, and I'm like so happy for it. And then you get the anime, and people clearly put some heart into that, and the anime, instead of just doing whatever, is going above and beyond to add even more for people. It's like, how has everything been so good? People have really, really put in work on the series, and I, again, have been obsessed with it. I've been loving it. Hopefully we could get, usually with the anime comes merch and stuff. I think I saw somebody earlier post like a dakimakura or something that might come with one of the Blu-ray editions. But I'd love like a figure or something. Hey, if we got like sexy Kaoru figure, I would literally buy that. So with that aside, getting into manga reading mode, we left off at a place last time where it's been a pain to wait until I had an opportunity to read again, because I want to continue. I'm excited to see more of Dara-san, and if we do just continue with where we were, more interactions between Dara-san and Hinata, since the two of them were spending time together, and then Kaoru, Miwa, and Tomita, I think is her name, and the new friend Kozue? Was it Kozue? Maybe. I want to see a lot more of Kozue. Last time I was like, if I speak. But I am very interested in seeing more. What I want is more of what we've been getting. I think that I've been very impressed by the horror and the storytelling in the flashbacks every single time. So more of that, of course, and the way that it's spaced out, the art's been gorgeous. More comedy, because there's so many moments that I just go back to and it's like, that's so funny, or that's so cute. And of course, I really, really want more fan service and more ecchi. That's something that I just like in a series that's an ecchi fan service series, which this is. So I want more of everything it's been delivering so far. And I think, if anything, last read through those 3 chapters, we didn't have quite as much of the fan service or quite as much of the comedy. Like, it was still funny. We still had funny scenes and stuff, but we did have a few fan service shots, but we spent a lot of time on the serious stuff last read through. So either way, long intro aside, but I wanted to talk about the anime now that it's premiered and now that we have info and all of that. And I wanted to, recap a little before heading in to read. So let's start chapter 16. We have the Elder Priestess's plan was sound. She meant to destroy the head of Yamatagi Madara. To do so, she'd fuse the Serpent God's fallen body with her younger sister to create a Shikigami for her to command. But to create a Shikigami, she had to graft her sister's lifeless corpse to a monster's body under her control. I have no other choice. Should I draw back the barrier for a moment? That was the only way her scheme would work. A human and fiend, a fusion of opposing souls. One, the younger priestess who risked her life to protect people. The other, man-eating Yamatagi Madara, who hated nothing more than the priestesses. It shouldn't have been possible for them to merge as she had known them. But the elder twin had erred, thinking it would avoid sowing excess hatred, and to vent her own frustration, she'd stopped the villagers' assault and slew her sister herself. In the end, despite all the abuse she'd suffered at their parents' hands, It was her strong, beautiful, beloved and trusted elder sister's betrayal that drove the younger twin to despair, and also directing her negative feelings toward the older sister in the same way that the Yamatagi Madara was directing its negative feelings toward the sister is probably how the two of them found the common ground to combine. Like they're saying, with her doing it herself. Like both of them had the equal footing, the common ground of negative feelings toward her, merging into one, because they are just like a supernatural entity. That despair warped her soul into a vengeful wraith, and she offered up that twisted soul of hers and all her strength in exchange for one night watch of control. I have until the watch returns. In those days, that would amount to about 2 hours. And that was all the time her soul could buy her. And we see her devouring her sister, it seems like, because we have the arm sticking out of her mouth. Then I'll rip off your arms and swallow them. Then I'll twist off your legs and swallow them. She offered her sister's legs to the snake in tribute. Oh, how I've struggled. Oh, what pain I felt. Oh, how I've suffered. Oh, how I've wept. She claimed her sister's arms for herself to complete the rite. And this is interesting. So, this is her sister's face still there as she's being torn apart. I was going to say, or is it somebody watching on? But it's still her sister. So this means that unless either of them had already had a child, and she's trying to say, like, stop, I'm sorry, but this means unless they already had kids, there aren't descendants of either of them that we know of that would be alive in the town of the modern day. And this also means that her revenge on her sister was, like, immediate. There was no gap in time here. Like, I thought there would have been a gap in time before she got her revenge, but her revenge was, like, immediate. With utmost care and precision, she made her sister's body a mirror of her own. And now, dear sister, we must part. Oh, how lonesome I will be. And insane cut. Insane. This is part of why this series is so funny. This, again, brutal, gory, horrific, some of the most violent horror that I've read in manga, going from some of the most violent horror that I've read into Murph, the Murph Kaoru. Murph Kaoru is so cute, though. I love the panel from last chapter with that. We have Murph Miwa as well. It's so cute. A plastic model. Fully assembled example. It's a doll then. Aha, that's right, I've seen these before. The shelves in that woman's room were strewn with similar dolls, and that woman, we see Miwa. It's from Miwa-san's fave anime. A whole bunch of robots like this one, or like this fight one another in it. 'Tis a fictional tale of battle, then. The poster says, Mobile Exobody Titanica, Star-Crossing Habakiri. And odd, you would have thought her taste to have leaned a bit more into the lewd moe direction, but I suppose not. I guess it is the mecha genre that she just still enjoys looting, probably. Anywho, this here's my favorite mech. What's all in the box? Are we to assemble it ourselves? Why buy pieces rather than the whole? 'Cause that's the fun part. This way, it's much easier to tweak it how you like. Take these nippers, Dara-san. Cut in 2 stages to get the parts off. The sprue, then trim the nubs, then dig out the edges and seams, filing down the fibers as you go. And she's trying to work. Hang on, don't spout that jargon like I know a lick of it. Going over the model building process. So many bits. Did a moron design this? Maybe we should work in some nib slits so we can take them apart easier after the test fin. Then we'll... Huh? Is that music or festival music? We heard it the last time we were here too. What's the deal? We got too freaked out to sneak a peek. Ah, 'tis a demonic procession of sorts. Souls dragged this deep into the spirit realm are drawn into the parade. Wow, we see this is so dark. Again, the horror. The souls of the El Kusaha or Kusaha? El Kusaha and her cameraman. Their souls are just trapped here now. But also, the anime reminded me, because at the beginning of the anime, one of the things they bring up in episode 1 is, oh, the curse of the shrine leaves people dead with twisted limbs, and we see that when the curse of the shrine hit them, it twisted their limbs and presumably killed them there. I mean, we know that Dara-san puppeted her, but we don't know like what the process of dying was, but it's neat that we were told beforehand that, yeah, it twists your limbs and kills you, is what the curse does. And also that means, are the arms that are enshrined there Dara-san's arms or her sister's? Presumably hers, because she ate her sister's, yeah? Then, over long years of wandering adrift, they warp into more suitable forms. That reminds me, the warding braid, the braid of hair I gave you, where is it? I've got it on. She lifts her shirt, and her underwear says Doskebe under. What a brand name. As long as you have it, a peek at the parade won't harm you. 'Tisn't much fun to watch, though. I recall Kaoru asking me to tell you more about my past. It seems he's perturbed that my version doesn't line up with the tales told in this age. Oh, TBH, I'm a little, perturbed about it too. I suppose you would be. It isn't a story that would delight any child. Long ago, my sister shunned and plotted against me. Both our parents and those I'd risked my neck to save betrayed me. They robbed me of my life. I don't expect you to weep for my sake now, child. However, I'll admit, I envy Kaoru a bit for having an elder sister like you. BT Dubs, you got an ultrasonic cleaner or a dish dryer around here? You know, one of these gestures. What makes you think I would? Just, again, I love Dada's reaction to them and the nonchalant nature that they approach all of this. You may not want to hear this, Dada-san, but I don't think that dummy sees you quite the same as I do. He probably doesn't want to think of you as a monster or a god or nothing. To Kaoru, I think you're more like an elder sister? A big booby neighbor lady. So that's my role too. Her face. I love Dada-san's reactions to everyone. And holy shit. Not exactly an elder sister. Would so. I don't know who. I was gonna say I don't know who the hottest is to me. If I were to do a waifu ranking right now. So Kaoru may not be like. It seems like Kaoru kind of is interested both ways. We have seen Kaoru interested more in women. However, also wanted to be a succubus, but that could have been, well, I was going to say that could have been completely innocent. Technically, maybe it could have been, but I don't know so much about that. But Kaoru eventually has the looming in the anime opening. Sadly, I think I've been spoiled on what their dad looks like from the anime opening, and he may have the looming twink death, like the sword of Damocles above him. But then again, we don't have to think about any sort of thing like that when it comes to the manga, because also, if you were to kind of self-insert into this, Miwa can't talk to men, so Miwa would also kind of be off the table. And if you couldn't see spirits, you wouldn't even know Dara-san existed until you died. But ranking is difficult. She's so hot. Wow, this panel. Gosh, Miwa is like really, really hot. We don't see, again, I like that the comments mentioned as well, we don't really see hot anime characters that have a face or a body like Dara-san's or Miwa's a lot. So Miwa is extremely hot. Kaoru is like also attractive, but then I feel like Dara-san is just too like she is hot, but also when it comes to anime characters, when it comes to waifus and stuff, I tend to have a preference. If I'm probably sometime later this year, it's going to be a video. I have said so much over the past 10 years that people would cancel me for fictional characters, so why care at this point? But I feel like a waifu ranking is a lot of people could potentially just be, I would piss off the whole, anti-fan service, the whole sex offender registry would be mad at me because I like cartoon characters. But you'll see that I tend to like characters that aren't just plain, boring, regular anime girl. Like if it's just a regular anime girl with pink hair, oh wow, how original. But then for an example of somebody who'd be high, Neferpitou. Neferpitou, you got questionable gender, you've got catgirl features, you have bug joints, technically not doll joints, but more bug joints. You have like misnumbered fingers on hands, like 4 fingers instead of 5. Like you have so many unique aspects to the character that set them apart in addition to being attractive, which is why for Kaoru being attractive, or for Miwa being attractive, where, well, Miwa is tempting here, I'd still probably say Dara-san number 1, just because how often do we get snake women, like lamias, nagas? We get a few here and there. There's at least 2 or 3 that I can think of that we've seen in anime and manga and stuff. Which, much like Dara-san in that one chapter, I don't know if that's a lot or a little. But we have a couple, but it is still rare. But how many do we get that can also remove the snake butt to have human butt? I don't know of any. I think she may be unique in that situation. Plus, how many multi-arm characters do we get? How many, like the split mouth, the snake tongue, the sharp teeth? We get a couple of characters like that here and there, but Dara has like all of those things. Some of them really rare, some of them rare but less rare, but she has all of those things going on. She really is a, high-level waifu in terms of rarity. She is an SSSR pull when it comes to waifus. But all that to say, if I were to have to rank right in this moment, in this second, I'd still say Dara number 1, but it's a close second place for Miwa. Holy shit. Wow, that is a panel. Also, Hinata's faces are funny too. I love the ending of the one chapter that we had last time. I think it was the first chapter we read last time, where we like progressively zoomed in further and further on her face, and it just got more goofy and cartoonish as we went. Anyhow, it's a bloody tale all told. But since you're of Misogia stock, perhaps I should tell you everything I recall. But one part in particular needn't be shared. Not as long as the arm in my shrine works as it should. Long ago my sister and I beheaded Yamatagi Madara and sealed its remains away in the mountains to the west and east. In the end, I took its body into myself, but as for the head, on the western mountain, sealed away with hidden magic, the head still slumbers to this day. Okay. Interesting. So the head is still something that could be in play. Or maybe some things have happened and Dara-san just doesn't even know yet. Potentially. But then again, she could probably sense it. Dara-san, what's up? Nothing. Okay. So again, I feel like the translation or me is mixing up west and east. Because the western mountain I thought was the one that they said the Misogia were in charge of. But it has to be the eastern mountain then, because that's where Dara-san is, yeah? The Misogias have to be the east, the Tomita has to be the west. Or am I wrong, or was the translation wrong at one point? Like, if any of you could help me with that, because I have reread and stuff, but I swear they said the Misogia were west, but Misakiya have to be east because of Dara-san, yeah? Dara-san, what's up? Nothing. I may need to prepare a bit more, artistically speaking, but Kaoru will be dismayed if I keep dodging his questions. I must draw some decent illustrations to go with the story before long. They don't gotta be too detailed. Damn, talk about earnest. Again, she's just taking it so seriously, turning it into a manga, instead of just being able to tell him. About this work schedule you made, how far do you expect us to get today exactly? It doesn't seem like we'll be finished anytime soon. We'll probably get through cleaning and drying, I guess. How many days will all of this take? Can we see the test, and trim, maybe? File and sandpaper, clean with neutral detergent, rinse and dry, apply surfacer. Who knows? You don't? I'll swing by every day. It's cool. What's cool about it? And how? I love them so much. This chapter's been great. These chems, paints, and stuff smell pretty strong, so they get me some nasty looks back home, you know. And what makes you think it's okay to use them here? Kaoru picked up a robot kit for himself, too. Next time, let's all build it here, or back on the mountain. Next time? Of course, the paint's bad for the environment, so we'll have to do the airbrushing here. Whatever an airbrush is, it doesn't sound like something I should allow sight unseen. Then airbrush, a tool that applies air pressure to spray paint onto a surface. It has a wide range of applications. Now we flush the chems and powder off with the neutral detergent, then line the parts up on paper towels in these trays. I'll set them here. They should be dry by the time I come back. Right. Do things even dry here, though, in this world? Cardboard-lined painting space for next time, drying parts, personal use mugs, strange costumes, spare clothes, etc. Toolbox, just moving in, essentially, making it a secret base. Why do I get the feeling it's the spirit realm that's eroding, not the other way around? I'll leave a charger here, too, even leaving a charger. Let's see, what to bring next time. Somewhere deep in the mountains dwells a curse-spewing god whose shrine is on forbidden ground. For now, that will suffice. And as long as it does, I'll stand guard, because I myself sealed half the serpent away. I couldn't completely vanquish it. Even now its head struggles against its bonds, always watching for its chance to slither back into the world of life. But I can still protect the shrine holding my cursed arm, which just barely keeps it at bay, so it is just an arm of hers. Oh, at last my vessel is readied. Oh, my other half, muddled with the remains of that damned priestess, hark unto me. I had such power, painstakingly built over centuries, and you stole it from me, my body and all. Oh, how I hate you, how I despise you. Oh, shed blood of mine, hark unto me. Fill this vessel to the brim with my blood. Rip out the stakes that torment and confine me. And let her become the first of the sacrifices to come. And we have, this is, again, somebody we saw in the PVs. I would be completely clueless if it wasn't for the PVs and stuff. But again, here, we're just getting hinted at her. So who is she that would be the vessel for the head? So I guess that means she's the vessel for the head, but is she just a random girl that happened to be compatible? Is she an empty vessel, like a body that was made supernaturally for it? Weird. What an incredible chapter, though. That was very funny. We got the serious stuff, and the ideas of identity that have been key to the story were so good. The fan service with that shot of Miwa, incredible, so amazing. Like I said, the horror was some of the most violent horror I've read in manga. And I loved seeing more just interactions between Hinata and Dara-san, just the two of them. It was really nice. But to finish things off, we have House of Gluteus Maximus, Miwa Iriko's Dojin Circle. The circle enjoys a surprising degree of popularity, thanks to Miwa's clout as a fairly well-known professional designer. Her works are primarily based on action and fighting games, along with the mobile Exo-Body Titanica franchise. While some are suitable for adult eyes only, most of it's all-ages humor manga. Recently, Miwa's been fixated on the latest Titanica series, Star Crossing Habakiri. This series inspired her latest doujinshi and a stream of other fan works. As her collection of robot model kits and figures of Habakiri characters grows and grows, she's running out of places in her room to put them. And we're getting more of the shots here. Okay, cute. And then we see theatrical poster, and Mobile Exo Body Titanica is a popular franchise and long-running robot anime, is a popular and long-running robot anime franchise, spanning several quite different series, but one thing they have in common is a lineup of android heroines. The current Titanica series, Star-Crossing Habakiri, is the 12th in the franchise. It features a race of artificial humans called Suns, snuggle-up neighbors, that have coexisted with humankind for years until a faction that believes the Suns are lulling the human race into stagnation and ultimately leading it to peaceful extinction gains power and moves to eliminate them. Against that grim backdrop, a female Sun takes in an orphan and finds herself drawn into the resistance army. That orphan boy, who sees the Sun as both his mother and his older sister, becomes the main character of the series as the story develops. Star-Crossing Habakiri is one of the top series in the franchise in terms of popularity, and its feature-length film, which covers a period of 4 months in the plot that the TV series skipped over, is a major hit. Limited edition model kits are only available at movie theaters, are selling like hotcakes too. Okay, so is this... I mean, of course it is a Gundam parody. Is it specifically Iron-Blooded Orphans? I'm not sure. Again, I am just now kind of going through the Gundam franchise. And then we have more. We have Habakiri. And then the drive caliber piloted by... I love all of this that we've been seeing. This is so funny. This is so good. Because we've had all of this exposition given. Okay, this one is actually Miwa saying it in the one panel. But I love that this is just Kaoru just... venting it all out. The drive caliber piloted by the main character. It's a mysterious mechanical weapon that contains an out-of-place artifact known as the Genesis Generation. It flexes its high specs early in the series, but as the stronger third-gen drive calibers show up, the battles grow more and more desperate. As the series draws to a close, the Habakiri squares off with the Kusanagi, a brand new drive caliber piloted by the main character's longtime rival, ending in a stalemate that destroys both mechs. In accordance with the rival's last request, however, the wreckage of the Habakiri and Kusanagi are combined and rebuilt into one miraculous mobile weapon called the Murakumo, with both their cores resonating together as one. Slow down, boy. And we see Vanpla. And we have all of the different kits. While the original Titanica TV series itself was only moderately popular, the tie-in plastic model kits from the toy manufacturer Vanguy made an unprecedented splash. These days, the models, commonly known as Vampla, are available all over the world. They revolutionized the plastic model industry by shaking up what had previously been an almost exclusively adult-oriented hobby. Now, even as plastic models of drive caliber mechs change and evolve in increasingly bombastic ways from year to year, they continue to corner a major share of the plastic model market thanks to support from hobbyists of all ages. What an incredible chapter. Wow, that was over 30 minutes of video already. So yeah, I think we will just end at the end of Volume 2. That was so fun, though. I love this series. I have so much fun recording this. Okay, so either way, we get to do more, so let's continue. Let's read Chapter 17. Okay, so starting Chapter 17, we have this guy waking up, and this makes me really, really excited because I said it before. I am excited to see what happens when we go through the events that happened to Dara-san. Do we flash back even further to see more of their relationship and more of what led to it, more of their lives in the villages? Or where do we, like, the aftermath? Where do we go? What do we use the beginning of the chapters for? I hope we still use them for some different form of storytelling, because I think these serious flashbacks that then lead into the funny comedy, that there's still serious moments, I think the pacing of it and the way that you're given just a little bit, just a teeny bit of this serious story that makes you like, oh, I want to see what happens with that the next time, but it doesn't overstay its welcome, is so good. And then, you know, you have the fun. It's like you get this bit of serious story and you're like, oh, I want more, but then you get the fun. So it puts your mood up, and it's such a good way to pace out the chapters. I love reading every chapter because of it. So I hope we continue with that way to organize the chapters, with that way to structure them. I think that structure is so good, and I'm excited to see where it goes now, since Dara-san is now the evil vengeful spirit in the flashback. So we have lightning striking the Torii gate. The guy wakes up. Was that lightning? Is all well. Late at night, as the villagers slept, a great storm swept in. Jurota woke to the sound of crashing lightning. Carpenter as he was, he scrambled up the fire lookout tower with the nimbleness of a black kite to scan all directions. He saw a small flicker of light on the eastern mountain. Perhaps he thought the lightning had started a fire. The blaze wasn't far from where the young priestess, at whom he had gazed fondly, kept her shack and shrine. The rain should stop the flames from spreading too far, but if I know her, she's probably alone out there making sure her people are safe. With that, Jurota packed up a few of his tools and ran off to the eastern mountain to find her. Meanwhile, at the elder priestess's house in the western hamlet. Oh, is that you, Tsubaki? Okay, so we're having a name. We're getting a name reveal for the older sister, Tsubaki. Poor dear, you look dreadful. Looks like you've been through hell. Whatever happened, it's worth it to be rid of, and they have insert name. Her parents are horrible. You'll freeze to death in that rain. Hurry inside. Change your clothes and warm yourself by the fire. Huh? And we have a multitude of snakes coming in. And they grab her mother as well. Oh, and her body drops. The body was being puppeted like Dara-san was puppeting Elkusaha's body before. So I love the way that we set these things up ahead of time. All the time. No. Censored name? Is that you? Ah, so you've noticed, have you? Apologies. I'm afraid it's I who have returned, so I guess the only thing the anime will be censoring is Dara-san's human name. No, Tsubaki told us. She said I've borrowed such power. 'Tis mine for a time, father. For the sake of revenge, I dangled prey before the snake. Our pact will last till the watch changes, but rest assured, father, I shall subdue the serpent no matter how long it takes. However, I need more strength to do so. My dear, dear father and mother, like my sister before you shall lend me a hand. Okay, so are her 3 sets of arms then because of her father, mother, and sister? Because her own arms were taken. Jurota followed the faint traces of footprints through the rain. At the end of the trail he found the foul snake god's half-decayed headless corpse, the mutilated bodies of the men he knew, and among them, covered in ritual scars he recognized anywhere. And he sees Dada's arms, where the severed limbs of the younger priestess strewn about. And, okay, now we cut before the frontispiece into the present day at, I guess, middle school, given their uniforms. Oh gosh, this is hard to read. Does that say Ojin? Ojin Public School District Azarashi Junior High School? So yeah, junior high, that's probably Hinata. Again, I mentioned when she was first introduced that I thought she would be high school age, but I guess she is middle school age, and then Nagi is high school, right? Or was she a college student, like first year college student? I can't remember if she was first year college student or last year of high school. Alright everyone, pipe down. Before we get started with homeroom, let me introduce your new classmate. Please come in. We see her coming in, absolutely stacked. And so we're going to have her interacting with Hinata, which would be very cool. I am Hasegawa Amane. It's a pleasure to meet you. Huh, I didn't know you could read that that kanji as Amane. Well, I learned something today. Hey sensei, how come Amanechi's all grown up looking and sexy? And then, classic Hachibori. She blurts out the stuff we're all thinking but don't dare to ask. As it happens, Hasegawa-san just got out of a long hospital stay. And then, the awkwardness. I went into a coma one summer when I was 12. The doctors say I developed very rapidly while I was unconscious due to a hormonal disorder. Okay, so the spirit of the snakehead, and could that have also merged with the older sister spirit somehow? Because I feel like the older sister has to have some sort of presence in the present day to conflict with Dara-san's story. And if that's the case, if this is the head, and potentially the head fused with the older sister spirit, it is not somebody who's descended from them, but they were able to squeeze their spirit into an unconscious body. They just took the unconscious body that was in a coma. This isn't, I would assume, the original Amane, but this Amane is the head of the Yamatagi Madara, and also maybe not Tsubaki. Oof, that's like 100 times heavier than I expected. I'm sorry. No, don't be. I never meant to keep it a secret. My body may be big, but I hope you won't let that stop us from getting along. Your desk is ready for you in the back. And again, I think the body could have maybe changed because, Dara-san is tall and stacked. So I feel like that is why I'm also, if it wasn't for the fact that her appearance looks like this, I wouldn't also be lumping Tsubaki in there. Your desk is ready for you in the back. Hasegawa-san doesn't have all her new textbooks yet. Misugiya-san, as her neighbor, please share yours for now. You got it. I'm Misugiya Hinata. Let's be pals. Yes, I would love for us to be pals. Very, very close pals. And then they both get a sensation of one another, I think? Oh, because of the protective charm, probably. Dara-san and Amane, both. And again, Dara-san used to be whoever the human, we don't have her name yet, was, and Amane potentially used to be Tsubaki. And of course, over the years, their spirits have taken in half of Yamatagi Madara, and they've become their own vengeful thing, I guess. But I really, really like what we're doing here, potentially. Again, me making assumptions and all. And we see a protective charm in her pocket. What was that just now? It felt like the Valley Straddler. All I can do now is hope my remains can hold its remains in check. I doubt the mountain seal that contains it would heed my touch any longer. Not in this twisted form. If anything, it may well consider my serpent half as part of Yamatagi Madara to be sealed away with the rest. There's no sign that the mountain seal is broken, but through my deep bond with Hinata, I felt a chill approaching. That can't be my imagination. What in the world could possibly be happening? I'm not fully acclimated to my vessel yet, so I only caught the faintest whiff just now, but I know that damn priestess's stench when I smell it. I don't know if this girl is her descendant or what, but whatever their connection, it fills me with rage. Either way, I must ascertain exactly who this whelp is. So at the very least, unlike the body of the Yamatagi Madara, whose personality was completely fused into the original priestess and eventually just became Dara-san, it doesn't have a personality of its own anymore. The head of the Yamatagi Madara still has its personality when it's in Amane. Most seals made by human hands contained through binding. The Valley Straddler's head was tied down as one might secure heavy machinery with strong wire. Over long years in confinement, the serpent learned, I can't break the seal in this sorry state. Its teacher was none other than its own blood, which seeped down into the befouled soil. But wherever I am, it's not totally cut off from the world. Faint wisps of magic power slipped through the multi-layered barrier that held it, bit by bit. Bit by bit, the serpent molded those wisps into shape. It split off a fragment of its soul and plotted for its rebirth. However, the results of over 300 years spent attempting reincarnation. Is this a Ponterpin raid-up banner? Then we have Cranefly, 70 days. Ponterpin, 25 years. Large brown cicada, 4 years. Cedar tree burned down, 180. Green foxtail, 1 year. Ponterpin, 40 years. Ponterpin, 30 years. Miyama stag beetle, 2 years. Ponterpin, 35 years. Is this a Ponterfin Read-Up banner? Through long cycles of rebirth, the fiend was never granted a form strong enough to break its seal. It really got the gacha mechanics. Yamatagi Madara gave up on rolling the reincarnation gacha. Instead, it rebuilt the fragment of its soul. It couldn't move about freely as it could in a reincarnated body. However, it could seek out an able vessel in order to possess it. After a thorough search, the Valley Straddler chose and claimed its vessel, Amane, a 12-year-old first-year junior high school student at the time. She couldn't bear the psychic... Okay, so she wasn't even an open body. That's sad. Amane was actually still in there when it took over. So is it actually going to retain some of Amane's spirit, potentially? Amane's spirit's not as strong as, like, the priestesses. So maybe not. Maybe her spirit's just gone. But is Amane still going to be in there somewhere? That's really sad for her. She couldn't bear the psychic shock of possession and fell into a coma. Huh, she conked out for more than a freaking year? Her family must have been real worried. Yamatagi Madara hadn't anticipated the coma. It had no choice but to divert the fiendish power meant to sustain its possession into reshaping its new vessel into a more secure and stable form. Spiritual adulthood, coming of age of the soul, if you will. I had to go through a lot of physical therapy after I woke up, but looks like catching up on my studies won't be much easier. The serpent brought 12-year-old Amane up to the 5,555th day from her birth, forcibly aging her body several years in the span of a few short months. So, how many? I am actually going to do the math. Around like 15 and a quarter years. So not really that big of a jump. Like in the span of going from 12 to, they say in a few short months, but really she was asleep for over a year, they said. So now she's 13, but her body is like 15 and a couple of months. 15 and 3 months, we'll say. So it's really not that big of a jump in her aging. I was thinking it was going to be like even 17 or so. Then, alas, I chose a vessel with too much spiritual power. My soul fragment hasn't adapted to assume full control yet, but my will should sway her actions. Draw out any intel you can about her. Misugiya-san, was it? Okay. My will should sway her actions. Okay, so actually, she has so much spiritual power that, the Yamatagi Madara I thought was in control, but isn't actually even in control. This is still Amane. Okay, so Amane just woke back up after being aged extra quickly. So it's still Amane, but she's being manipulated by the voice of the Yamatagi Madara in her soul. Misugiya-san, was it? Yep. First name, last name, take your pick. Call me whatever you like. That is more than I deserve, though I'm very grateful that this school and everyone in it are so welcoming. So, ironically, it'd be rude of me to stay too formal here. On that note, may I call you Hinatan? Not sure what I expected to hear coming out of those lips. Or sure not what I expected to hear coming out of those lips. Shall we swap addresses, phone numbers, and line accounts? Shall we be Twitter and Instamoots? May I add you to my Discord friends list? As a serpent, that seems awfully forward, but perhaps it's normal for humans. So again, Amane has been influenced by the serpent, but this is still Amane doing all of this. Hey, who was that chesty junior high schooler who said hi to us this morning? Just some girl from the neighborhood. Kaudu had far less chill about Amane than his laid-back older sister. No, he's going to lose more gallons. And now we have, hey, Hasegawa-san, want to hang out somewhere? You're too kind, but I'm afraid I'd better focus on catching up on my studies for now. I'd hate to embarrass myself in front of the class. That's so. Alright, hit us up if you ever need a break. I will, thank you. Hee. I was so taken aback I played along like we were strangers. Too bad she didn't seem to remember me, probably because I switched to private elementary and junior high schools before the coma. Okay. So you were a girl after all, Hinata-san. Okay, so we're doing the whole childhood friend that they didn't know was a girl thing. Okay. So we're talking about preschool friends then, because she went to a private elementary and junior high. Oh? If you know the whelp already, that should make gathering intel on her easier. I'll never forget the 7 ways she saved my skin in kindergarten. 1. Always ate half my broccoli. 2. Always helped me get down when I got stuck on the monkey bars. We have her crying up there. That's so funny. 3. Gave me undies when I peed myself at school. 4. Clotheslined a boy who pulled my hair. 5. Spent all day helping me look for something I lost at the park. 6. Spilled barley tea on me so nobody could tell I peed myself on the bus. 7. Covered me up and walked me home as I cried because I peed myself on the way. Isn't that too many P1s? I love that we're going to have when she was leaning in like that, it is literally Yuri. It is. I love that we are going to have this character. Again, I mentioned before, with some characters being much more than I expected, I forget, was it Dara-san or something else that I was talking about this being, with a character showing up? It was Gianto Jo-sama when I was talking about Midori being so much more than I expected as a character. She is so much more than just drama with Dara-san and stuff. I love the obsession with Hinata, but also, in addition to the obsession with Hinata, this is going to lead into us having comedic banter back and forth between Amane and the snake. And that's so funny. It's so funny that the snake and Amane are going to be like going back and forth comedically. I've adored Hinata-san ever since. Gee. Huh? Who cares about a little thing like gender anyway? Huh? I'm so grateful for this destined reunion, and she starts drooling everywhere. Does this ardor bode well or ill for my chances of victory? Again, I love Amane, the extreme Yuri spiritual power is overpowering the snake. And like I said, we're just going to have this back and forth. It's the serious sides of this so good, and I can't wait to see more with where we go now, especially now that we're getting into Jurota's character. I'm interested in that a lot. But also, I love what we're doing with Amane. I thought it was going to be this like serious stuff when it comes to the relation to Dara-san in the present day. And of course, you're going to find comedy with that, maybe even comedy in her being overly serious, but I love that she's not overly serious. I love that we're doing this. So we have her in the second page. I was like, surprisingly, we don't have her as the character from the character page. Sadly, we didn't get enough of Kozue, you know? So hopefully we'll see more of her in the future, but we have a character page for Hachobori, real name Mizuki Horonushi. The middle 2 kanjis of her full name can also be read as Mondo, which happens to be the name of a character from a popular samurai TV show who's more commonly called Hachobori. Naturally, she ended up sharing his nickname. She's very close to Hinata, as they've been in the same class every year from the 3rd grade onward. They've slept over at each other's houses since they were very little, and she's even taken baths with Kaoru before. Hachobori is an only child used to being doted on by her parents, so she's a little self-absorbed and occasionally has trouble reading the room. She's honest and straightforward to a fault, for better or worse. Okay, love her design, can't wait for more. And now we have a page for Hasegawa Amane, a girl who attended kindergarten with Hinata back in the day. They parted ways when Amane moved to private schools for elementary and junior high. After she was possessed by the head of the Yamatagi Madara, the Valley Straddler, Amane fell into a coma. She wavered at the border of life and death for a while before she was magically aged up, saving her from oblivion. Now, after aging from 12 to 15, waking from her coma, and going through a period of rehabilitation, Amane resumes her studies at public school. Her physical body is about 16 and a half, but okay, so she aged from 12 to 15, so now she's 15 in real time, but her body is 16 and a half. But mentally, she's 12. Okay, so mentally, she is 12 because that's when she went into the coma. Physically, she's 16 and a half because that's where she's been aged up to. And chronologically, she is 15. Okay, that's where we are. So that means that she and Hinata are in their last year of junior high. Usually 15 is like first year of high school, but I guess it's just with the time of year that they're in. Okay. She's possessed by a small portion of Yamatagi Marara's spirit. Her extremely strong spiritual attunement makes her a most satisfactory vessel. For all that, however, she's not especially perceptive. So far, she has not even noticed that she's possessed. Okay, so she can't actually... Like, the snake is speaking to her soul, but it's not like she can actually hear it. She doesn't actually know that she is possessed. But also, the same spiritual strength that makes her a good vessel also makes her able to resist it. Both are true. So it doesn't even have anything to do with Tsubaki. She just happens to look like that. Alright, extremely good chapter once again. Killer set of chapters. Both of them were amazing. I am so excited to get to read more. I love this series. I'm absolutely obsessed with it. I thought this was amazing. Amane's introduction was great. I'm excited for more Jurota. And before I end the video, let's go check out the Volume 2 extras. And to make it easier to tell that we're on the Volume 2 extras, I went ahead and removed the chapter number. I didn't need to, but still. So we have the specials, New Year's Dara-san. New Year's greetings, Dara-san. Happy New Year. Huh? Oh, okay. Wait, don't tell me you're here for Hatsumode, so their shrine visit is going to be at her shrine? My mountain shrine's no place for that. I won't take you. You got it all wrong. We're here to take you along with us. We even brought you some more duds. You must be working that poor teacher to the bone. Of all the outfits, a furisore. And then, very cute. I like it a lot. Her hair is really pretty. May I take this to the spirit realm for a moment, and make it so I can wear it while invisible? And the face, seems not. Why not? There'll be tons of people around, and every one of them will be wearing flashy fits. You'll blend right in. No sweat, no sweat. All that candor makes it even more ominous. Where'd you want to go, a temple or a shrine? Oh, the shrine's probably best, since I didn't have any trouble entering the grounds before. We have Hirahiro Shrine. Perhaps entering the shrine grounds is easier for me when there's a crowd. What'd you wish for, One-chan? My super sexy bodacious bod's almost perfect, but not quite. Please grant me a little more volume. My gara bara bingo. Oh my god, oh my god. If I tell you, it might get political. I love Hina. Hinata is so funny. I love her so much, and then Kaoru's reaction. Oh, she is so funny. Because we saw before too, when she, like we've seen her lift her shirt multiple times and she's completely flat, but we've seen in her imagination of herself, she views herself as Bonkyubon. It's so funny. This is so good. I love how it's almost perfect, but I need a little more volume. And then the statement, if I tell you, it might get political. She is so funny. She is so good. How about you, Dara-san? Huh? Who, me? What will I pray for, eh? I hadn't given it any thought. Huh, that's it. That'll do for now. May I make it through today without incident? She's just worried. Classmates incoming. We have a crowd of all the kids. Once as I hear about you taking your first shrine visit with a grown woman. She's my girlfriend. And then bonked on the head. Can't leave you alone for a second, can I, Kaoru? And then the shirt says, the coming and the going, friends and strangers, all pass here through the something barrier. The Osaka barrier, maybe? And then we have her slithering back. Little fools. We have a busty Dada snow woman with the coils and everything for the snake butt. They should know better than to leave signs they were here. She lifts her arm to destroy it. And we have a rustling. Can't say part of me doesn't find it horrid. that my body no longer feels the cold. Still, 'tis rather handy at times like this. And she makes snowmen of them as well. And they're like very, very good, actually. Perfectionist much. And she just smashes them then. Why are you here at this hour? Everyone back home got hammered and passed out. We forgot to take a pic of our snow Dara-san. We wanted to fix that before it got buried in the snow, but, welp. Oh, sorry, 'twas a reflex. Don't just sweat it. That ain't the main reason we came. Then what is? Osechi and Ozoni, that's what. But, I don't know if we got a proper New Year's offering for the mountain shrine. That's fine. My shrine's New Year rites go by the lunar calendar, though the New Year's purifications will come after January 3rd. Come to think of it, didn't Gramps and Mom head up here around the 5th? Yeah. We're in deep crud if they catch us, so we can't take it too easy. But here's to another great year together, Dara-san. Seems I won't be rid of them this year after all. It's nearly midnight. Children should be home in bed. But we brought your New Year's cash. Why am I on the receiving end? It's so funny. Question: are Dara-san's teeth sharp and jagged? A. Some of them are. So sexy. Wow, that is hot. Next volume, the 20-year bond between Dara-san and the Misagiya children's mother, Chiyo, finally comes to light. Do your duty to the mountain and amuse me. Coming soon. Okay, what a solid teaser there. And we have the kids gave her offerings? ? Yeah, as if. Here's what you really want to see in Volume 3. Offering 1, costumes. Offering 2, model kits. If offerings they be, I likely needn't concern myself, but still. And considerate old Dara-san, I'd like to repay you in cold hard cash. Gotta say, that's not very spiritual of you. Tries to pay him back? And now, much like the end of last time, we got a big shot of not really everybody, but a lot of characters. Dara-san of Reiwa, Haruomi Tomotsuki. And we see all of these characters here. Very cute. Just taking it all in. It's cute seeing everybody together. And now we have Volume 2's on the shelves, in the same pose as last time with them, but another sexy outfit for Kaoru. We have the bunny suit, but the skirt taking a little bit of the bulge obscured away from us. Yay! Yay! Our anime movie sure was a smash hit, huh? What parallel universe did you come from, boy? Hang on a sec, look what came in the mail! We have Jungler. What is that? Our costumes for the Hollywood adaptation. At least make it a domestic production. I'm a yokai, you know. We have the amazing Dara-san. And we have like modern superhero style suits. And then we have all of the translation notes for the honorifics and stuff. Really good. Again, the translation for this, amazing. So good. So good. We even have some that... Okay, no, never mind. I was going to say we even have some that weren't used, but I think all of these were used. And even explaining the Reiwa era, that's so good. That's so good. Yeah, and like explaining the Mayoiga and stuff, because again, that would have been mentioned back when they first went to the house, remembering how long the volume's been. Again, I love this. The translation team does an amazing job. I love keeping these terms, but then explaining the terms at the end. Oh, and here, I thought jungler was just an Amazon reference because it's a jungle, but it's actually a Japanese model / figure / hobby shop called Jungle. Wow, lots of translation notes, actually. But again, I love that they do that. It's so good. And even like explaining the references and everything. Wow, that's really good. Okay. Really amazing volume. So good. I am so happy with all of that. It was incredible. I had so much fun reading these. And like I said, the serious storytelling side of things, even the comedic side of the storytelling, the comedy is so well written. It's so good. The characters are extremely good. The serious side, the horror, all of it. Every single aspect that you look at the series from just hits so well. It's so extremely good. I just can't believe how amazing this series is. So I can't wait for more. Again, hopefully sometime around next Wednesday, I'll try to do another set of chapters if I can, just sometime next week. And I will be continuing to watch the anime weekly. And then after that, when we get the Blu-ray version, I will then watch the Blu-ray version as well, probably, just because I just know that I am, because I'm so obsessed with this series. I love it so much. So thank you so much for being here and for watching, for being part of the journey through these with me. If you did like the video, comment down there to tell me what you thought of my thoughts and reaction and everything. Subscribe for more Reiwa no Dara-san, much more on the channel. Follow on, well, I guess I can't say follow on Twitter. I was moving out of muscle memory there, but I have been suspended on Twitter for the quote-unquote inauthentic behaviors for probably close to a month now. It's been forever. So that's a big bummer. There's so much good art. And Reiwa no Dara-san, I'd love to be sharing everything they post about the anime there. But there's so much good art that I'm probably missing out on that I'm not able to share and stuff. That's a big bummer for me. But, it is what it is, I guess. So if you want to help support the channel by sharing around or dropping a super thanks, it's appreciated. If you want to help support the channel by becoming a member or patron, hit join down below to become a member. Go to patreon.com/Haku of the Tubes, or link will be in the description to become a patron. You get your name at the end of videos and get One Piece Bingo early, in addition to helping support the channel. So thank you so much to people who are members and patrons. Thank you to chosen regulars Evan Hawley and Bertie Wooster, Magical Girls Didi, Ben and Maru, Chariton Student, David Langstaff, Slayer Candidates, SG and Stan Cedar, and Pure Element Pate Ariel. Thank you all so much for your support. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time.